Hi, I'm 59 years old. I'll be 60 in February, and about 4 or 5 years ago, I decided that I needed to make some changes in the way I looked. I would get up in the morning, and no matter what I did, I always looked really tired. My first concern was my eyes. They were really sagging, and when my daughter said, "Why is your makeup line on the top of your eyelid?" I knew it was time to make a change. It was really difficult putting on any kind of makeup because the skin was down so low. Probably if I waited a few years, I'd probably have to have it surgically. It was as a necessity by an ophthalmologist. It was so bad. So I went to see Dr. Jacono after seeing some other doctors beforehand that I was not really impressed with, and someone had told me about Dr. Jacono, and I figured I would give him a shot, and I was very impressed with the time that he took to explain what my options would be. I really thought he was very knowledgeable, very patient, very realistic, and because I really felt I could trust him, I started thinking about other things that I thought would be beneficial to my look, such as my jowls and my sagging neck. And he also gave me different ideas of what could be done depending on the degree of change that I wanted. And we decided that I would go for an upper eyelid blepharoplasty, a lower lid with fat transposition, and a lower, I guess he called it an S-lift, a lower facial lift that would take care of the jowls and the neck. And I had it done. I was extremely happy. It was painless, believe it or not. People always ask me, what that felt like, if I was in pain, and I felt absolutely nothing. In fact, there was no general anesthesia, which was something that I was really looking for. I did not want general anesthesia. And as soon as it was time to wake up, I bounced off the table. I was able to walk around when I was home. I was up. Everything was fine. Of course, I had swollen eyes and everything was swollen, but after a day of putting the ice packs on, my eyes were fully open. When I came back to see the doctor, they looked already like you can tell, what they were going to look like afterwards. When the bandage came off for around the face, that looked, you can already see, the improvement. And the recovery was really more of a discomfort than anything. The worst part of the whole thing was just putting that bandage on every night and feeling that tightness under your neck, but it's really discomfort, absolutely no pain whatsoever. And in terms of the eyes, the worst part about the whole recovery process was not being able to read or watch TV because of the ointment that you have to put in your eyes, so everything is blurry. But other than that, there's really, it's a piece of cake. It's not anything to be worried about. And if I had to do it again, and probably will years from now, I probably will go through it all over again with no problem. And Dr. Jacono saw me as many times as I needed to be seen. He was always very watchful. He always, cared about how I felt, how I looked, and it was a great experience. I would definitely recommend him for anything that you want to have done.